Welcome to our celebration of another outstanding year of Grizzly boys soccer. All of you non-players, let's give this table of players a big hand. Well, I know the boys are hungry, so we're going to eat first. As soon as everybody gets their pizza and salad and is seated again, we're going to go right into the program so that we can get everybody out of here shortly after 7 o'clock. So feel free to move about as you need to during the program. You want to go back for seconds, I'll bet you there are some. Feel free to do that as well. For the dinner, let's let the players go first, and we'll do it by rank. So seniors, you will lead it off and head back to the line here, followed by the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen in that order. Not yet. Not yet. This is the difference between boys soccer and girls soccer, because the girls wouldn't have done that. Okay, before we go back, let's take a moment in prayer, if you will. Please join me. Heavenly Father, we come before you here this evening in gratitude and celebration of the gifts that you have given to these young people. Thank you for the gift of perseverance as they progress through the season. Guide our seniors as they progress to the next level in their lives after graduation. Please continue to keep all of us safe from harm. Bless the food with which we are about to nourish our bodies. We ask all of this in Jesus' name, amen. All right, seniors, off you go.
You go too.
Good evening again, everybody. Don't stop on your dinner. There's as I mentioned, we're going to start the program while you all are eating. There is plenty of pizza left, I'm told. So if you're interested in seconds, please go back and help yourselves. Players, if you're interested in thirds or fourths or wherever you are, feel free to go back as well. I'm going to start out, as we always do, and I'm going to introduce those folks here at the head table. And I will start with myself. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kevin Arkin. It has been my pleasure to be the voice of the Grizzlies for the last 9 years. And in no year did I have more fun doing this job than I did this year. These kids were so much fun to be with. They were fun to watch. They were so respectful to everyone that they came in contact with. It was a pure joy to be with them for the short time that I get to spend with them. I enjoyed every minute of it. Guys, thank you very much. At the head table, closest to me, is my wife of 44 years, Donna Arkin. Go ahead, you give her a round of applause. To Donna's right is retired head coach, Bobby Bribiesca. Followed by the matriarch of the soccer program, Mrs. Jan Proffitt-Shumaker. Our head coach, Austin Clifton. And the assistant head coach, Art Shook. It's my honor, it's always my honor to introduce this gentleman. And every time I do it, it just brings warmth to my heart. He is so devoted to soccer in this community. He is so devoted to Northwest. He was the soccer coach here for 41 years until he retired. He's a member of the Wichita Sports Hall of Fame, an honor that he truly deserved and continues to work for every single day. He is a tremendous liaison and ambassador for Northwest Soccer. He is also the president of the Eric Proffitt Memorial Soccer Fund. Those of you who were at the parents' meeting, you heard me talk about the fund in depth at that meeting, and if you've watched any of the webcasts, you heard me talk about it all the time. Bobby is the president. He works works at that job as president of the fund 12 months a year, and he's here to talk to you a little bit about it tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, your Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Bribiesca.
Hopefully that's the right height.
Test one, yes, test. Everybody hear me, right? Yep. Let me start out by congratulating you guys. It's not about wins, but you had wins. You had more wins than losses. So to me, you're very successful. And also to the coaches, job well done, because it was a good season. And you're not finished yet. There's a lot of guys coming back. Because remember, you were this close from winning the City League title. So the guys coming back, you don't forget that. That's going to be your challenge. Win it in 2023. Eric Proffitt Memorial Soccer Fund, we are a 501(c)(3). What does that mean? That means that you, parents, players, friends, you can use that as a deduction for your taxes. This fund cannot survive without parent support, business support. We do a lot for Northwest. Right now we have 3 parents that are whole sponsors. And I really appreciate that. Here's the negative side. 3 parents out of 30-some parents. Nothing. So I challenge you, parents, to help our fund. And I'll talk about what we do. But I do want to thank Ron and Christy McMeekin, great job. And also Christy's on our tournament committee. Tony Solis, Shelby Larson and family, and of course Todd and Stacy Vestry. That family's been with this program, I don't know, 12 years, Stacy? Something like that. What do we do? What does this Memorial Fund do? There's 2 reasons why we have this Eric Proffitt Memorial Fund. One is for scholarships. And that is a great way to get you started in college. It's nice to get a $2,000 check to help you for college. So we do that. And as boys and girls, that is something that every senior here, being a senior at Northwestern who plays soccer, you qualify for an Eric Proffitt College scholarship. And after April the 1st, your counselor will have those applications. She's going to call you in, and you've got to do it. And it's easy to fill out an application. What we look at is GPA. What we look at is community service. What we look at, your character. I'm not going to ask you how many goals you scored. We don't care about that. We ask, do you really want to go be successful? College is the way to go. Tech school is the way to go. Yes. Also, the fund supports the upkeeping of the maintenance of our soccer fields. 259 does not have funds for athletic fields. There is no money for athletic fields. What you see in our complex, that all came about because of parents and businesses who support this fund. On paper, 36, 38 parents, boys. On girls, 40 girls. 70-some parents. 70-some parents. If every parent would give me just $100, wow, that would really help out scholarships. They'd get more than $2,000. We could do more. See, we are in phase 1 of the major project we're doing on soccer fields. Phase 1 alone is $23,000. And we're almost completed with phase 1. And then phase 2 will kick in the spring. Why? Because we want soccer at Northwestern to be the best facility in this town. Think about it. We have schools that have no water. We have schools that have no restrooms. We have all that. We got benches, covered benches, yes. And my dream is to have locker rooms. My dream is to collect funds to have a locker room. We need that at Northwest. I have grandsons that live at Andover. They're into sports. And so I got an eye view. When I retired, I had time to go see my grandkids. And I made a huge mistake by not doing that when they were younger. But in high school, I traveled to Goddard, Mays, Andover, Derby, went to Hutchinson, and watched my grandkids participate. And everywhere we went, they have facilities. We need to be top dog with the best soccer facility in the city. We got more now than a lot of them. There's times when my AD would say, Bobby, do you ever want to play on turf on football? I can make that happen. No. I want to stay away from turf. I told my principal, when World Cup goes to turf, I'll think about it. I will think about it and go to turf. The young people today love turf. Here's what I don't like about it. When it's 98 degrees, it's 128 degrees on turf. The art of tackling is no longer being seen on turf. Nobody wants to get strawberries. When it's windy in Kansas, we spend more time chasing the ball out of bounds. It's not good. The bounce is not good. That makes you more difficult on your pace of the ball and the turf. More difficult. We don't need that. Even though you like to play them. I went to Hut several times with the Samuel Lane coaches. There's a good guy. And I went to see some athlete girls that were playing for him. And when that field, from a distance, I said, that's got to be natural turf. When I stepped on it, it's real grass. One of the best fields I've seen. That's what we're trying to do with our fields. Nice fields. So you can help with that. You can be a big part of it. Our tournament, we go now to Rolling Hills, a very private, one of the best golf courses. If you don't play golf, then can you help the fund through donations? Anything. Sponsor a hole. Anything we take. We have an auction that we get very good results from parents, from businesses, giving us so many auction items. It could be anything. So think about that. When you go home tonight, think, what can I ask my employer to give to their nonprofit? And you can do that. All donations are welcome. Put this on your calendar. June the 19th, we're playing again. This will be our 26th annual tournament. Wow. I don't know if any other tournament in town has been going 26 years. This is where we get our funds to do the things in soccer. And we need help. You can do it. 26 years is a long time. But to me, the cause is worth it. I'm going to leave a brochure on this desk, this table. So if you are interested and you think you can help me out, please take this home and read it. And if you don't want to stop and get it, you can check nwgrizzliesgolf.com. That's Northwest Grizzlies Golf.com. Got a great website. It has everything you need to know about this tournament. Check that out. And check all the fun that we have with all the pictures of all the golfers and what we do. You get your money back when you sign up to play golf. You get your money back twofold. A great meal, great beverages, free breakfast, so many things. A great golf bag with goodies. Yeah. So look at this, or look at the website. Any questions? For you parents that are freshmen, let me tell you, you are at the best high school in town. I'm a firm believer in that. Every high school has issues. We have less. All right? We have master teachers. We have administrators who go out of the way for the students. Great school to be at. And so, thank God you're here, not someplace else. Hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Love you guys.
Thanks, Bobby. I'm going to piggyback on Bobby just 1 second. Down at the end of the head table there, he mentioned there are brochures for the golf tournament. The other thing that I've got down there is a supply of forms if you want to just sponsor a hole. He talked about sponsoring a hole. There are 4 hole sponsors in this room already. You can sponsor a hole at next year's tournament for $100. You can either sponsor it in the name of yourselves, your family, or your business. If it's your business, all I need is a logo. It'll end up on the Grizzly Tribe. You saw all those businesses that were on the Grizzly Tribe running time after time during the games this year. Those were all sponsors of last year's golf tournament. Okay? You can be added to that list for the spring and for all next year by sponsoring a hole for this coming tournament now. Again, I have forms up there if you want to fill one out. You don't need to pay it tonight. I'm very good at sending you a bill, and I'll be happy to do that. But we would appreciate any support for the fund that you can give us. And I don't even know if the varsity boys noticed this when they played their playoff game against Southeast. But did you guys notice there was no clover on the field? There was not a single piece of clover on that field because of this Phase 1 project. They had put herbicide down 10 days earlier. All the clover was gone. And it wasn't just dead, it was gone. There was nothing there but grass. And that's just the beginning. They have done a ton of work already. They will continue to do so now. They'll wait now until March. In March, they're going to come back in and pick up where they left off. And the girls will be playing on a carpet in the spring, and you boys will be playing on a carpet next September. Did you raise your hand for a question? Oh, because I'm going to take it. So anyway, all of that is because of the fund and the support it gets, and we appreciate anything you can do to help. Okay, let's move on. At this time, I would invite our senior players and their mothers to please come forward. That would be Jared Arevalo, Amzi El Sukar, Trenton McMeekin, Tyler Smalley, Tony Solis, Martin Soto Tovar, and Brayden Sutter. You all come forward, please. You give them a hand. Absolutely.
Get in front of the public.
Yeah, just line up right here. Get next to your mom or grandma. Whoever it may be. So this is something that we do every season. We did this when I was in school here, so it's a nice tradition that we do. That on senior night, they get their picture taken. We didn't have the tunnel this year because of the wind, but these actually turned out really good, so I'm excited. But the players get a blanket with their name and number on them. I still have mine to this day. And then then the moms, they get a picture frame with the picture that they took at the senior night. So we're gonna hand these out to everybody, and then if you want to do pictures real quick, you're more than welcome to, but I'll probably be in the way. Tyler?
We have.
You?
Should we have?
Thank you.
I want to read it.
Yeah, perfect, yeah, and then Stacy. Sharon?
Yeah, one. You're the last one, Mark.
And then I think Stacy's gonna say something. Stacy, you did the frames and the blankets, right? Or just
Well,
both?
the pictures were
That was
Chrissy.
Okay, Christy
Yeah.
and Stacy, I think they're both on the program, so I got that right actually.
Yeah.
But they did all this, so without the parents that we have, none of this would be possible, so thank you guys very much.
Yes. All right, I'm Stacey Bestring. My son is Landon. He's a junior this year, but I got to know the senior parents and the senior kids very well. I just want to read a little quote that I found a long time ago, but it means a lot to me. So once upon a time, there was a little boy who chased a ball with no particular reason or purpose. As he grew, he learned to control the ball on the pitch. Somehow, it pulled his mind and had become a large part of who he is today. He has gained purpose, strength, power, discipline, honor, and the right to call himself a soccer player. As he heads out into the world to do great things, he should know that these goals have served him well. May the kick, the pitch, and all it represents always remain a part of who he is and what, with resolve, tenacity, and little practice, he can achieve. As parents, we will always be there for you, cheering you on in the world. May you not know. Sorry, I'm just a little. Sorry. I said, with little practice, you can achieve. We will always be there for you, cheering you on in the way of the world. While you may not always be on the pitch, close your eyes and know that we are always in your heart.
Thank you, seniors, and thank you, moms. Let's give them another round of applause. If you've been following with your program as we've gone through this, you'll notice that I'm bouncing all over the place because that's the way I operate. Stephanie Smith was unable to be with us tonight, and I didn't find that out until we got here, and I'm really kind of disappointed she's not here. From the administrative side, Stephanie Smith, who was here, this is her first year at Northwest. She was this team's biggest fan. She was at almost every game. The only time she wasn't at a soccer game is if she got assigned to be an administrator at an event somewhere else. Otherwise, she was parked over there with all the spectators, all your parents and friends, okay, watching the game and cheering these boys on. She loved every minute of it. And I would wish she could have told you that herself, because I know that's exactly what she would have said. So on behalf of Stephanie Smith and Mr. Hofer Holderman and all the administration here, congratulations to the boys on a great season. I need to ask Susanna Onaveros to come up here, please. If you watched any of the webcasts this year, thank you. We had some of our best viewing numbers ever this year. Part of it because the team played so well, and part of it, the system is in place and people are used to watching it. We had viewers from all over the world, not the least of which were in Madrid, Spain. Javier Rico Lopez's family is from Madrid. Javier's an exchange student, in case you all didn't know that. His family watched every game, and I did not know that he was an exchange student until the Mays game, which was near the end of the season. So when I found that out, actually Suzanne's the one that tipped me off. We made sure we got him on camera for an interview so that he could say hello to his family back in Madrid. And Javier, they can't see you from there, but if you'll walk up here and stand right here. I'm going to hand you this, and I want you to look into that camera right there and tell your parents how much you miss them.
I miss you.
That's it. The man of the few words. Give him a hand. Last year, Susanna took an interest in the webcast program, and she was doing some of the production work and running camera and whatever. And I'll be honest with you, any kid that's up there, I always give them the same offer. If you ever want to put a headset on and try and do some commentary, you are welcome to do that. Well, Susanna, after about 4 games, took me up on that offer last year. And as Kyle Hott, the athletic director at Wichita Southeast, told me, Kevin, you've created a monster. Okay? Susanna does a great job. She has a lot of natural talent for it. She's interested in it. She's actually considering possibly doing some broadcasting study. I told her about a scholarship opportunity when we got here this evening, but I needed to recognize her for the work she's done. She did a great job on the JV games. She did all the boys' JV games this year. Give her a hand for that. And Susanna, among other things, we did have some fun up there, and she was really good at criticizing me because, unfortunately, I cannot roll my R's, and I've never been able to do that. So she picked on me for that. Susanna, on behalf of everybody in this room and everybody that watched you all over the world, thank you for everything you did this year. We appreciate it. I have a token of appreciation. You're awesome. Give her a hand. Okay, now I'm going to introduce our assistant head coach and head JV coach, Art Shook, to talk about the JV season.
Well, this was an interesting year. Actually, I don't really keep track of wins and losses so much. We didn't get blown out, where in the last few years we have. This is a good group of guys. One of the big things we did win our tournament, our JV tournament for our bracket, which was good. That was 3 wins for sure. In the past, we'd go to Washburn Rural or something like that, and we'd get 10-0. And this year it was a lot harder. We had a lot of good players, a lot of guys that will eventually move up to the varsity ranks. And so it's a good program, and just keep trying to get other people that you know. If you're a freshman, try to find people that are younger, get them involved, and bring them in here for additional soccer, because I know we're going to try to keep building. And we have more people this year than we did last year. Last year, JV, I'd have to take 2 or 3 guys consistently, actually sometimes even 5 to play JV games. So this year we had I think there was 21 people playing. So it was pretty nice. But it was a good year. Just keep working hard, keep your grades up, because we definitely need to make sure grades are number 1. And just continue. What I will do is we will do the just regular introduction, bring them up, use certificate, and line up and take pictures. They'll have the usual awards. So anyway, we'll get started. All right, Johnny,
just line up here.
Brett Anderson. Isaac Alvarez Wallace. Colby Katie. Javier Rico Lopez. Craig Cameron. David George.
We'll save that.
Kevin Gonzalez. Julian Garcia Fessel. Brighton Davis. Memphis Estrada. Isaac Featherston. Matthias Saiz.
Is that right?
Jeremiah Leal. Kenneth Pine. Christopher Correa Sandoval. Miles Venus. William. John Lee. Okay. We always have at the end of the year too, just a couple other awards. And so I'll have some for the JV guys. I have the most improved player of the year. I have that with two guys actually. Jeremiah Leal
Not here.
and Craig Kemmerick. Okay. We have the offensive player of the year is Isaac Featherston. Okay, defensive player of the year, again, it's shared. Brett Anderson. The other one is Johnny. And we have the MVP. He got to play pretty much everywhere. And he was really helped. He scored goals, he played defense, he did everything that we needed. And it's Javier Rico. wait, or if you already did, that's fine. Then we'll get to the varsity.
I'm yelling away. I'm like,
Let's have him come by your room.
cameras are over there, guys.
Give it up one more time. Now it's time to hear from our three varsity captains, Trenton McMeekin, Tyler Smalley, and Braden Stoddard. Come on up, guys.
Yeah, lower your expectations. Oh, that's a good one. Wait, Trent, don't go first.
I'm going to coach you all at the same time. Make sure you stand behind the podium when you talk. This goes right up here, okay? You're first.
All right, everybody. My name is Bribiesca Stoddard. I came down here my sophomore year, Gardner Anderson. The last 3 years of my high school career, we won 11 games. That's the same amount we won this year. So we turned this program around, and it means a lot to share with all of you boys, everyone over here and down there as well. It meant a lot to share with you guys, and every moment I cherished it. And it's a team I'll never forget. I'm Trenton McMeekin. I've been in Northwest all 4 years, varsity betterment all 4 years. And I just wrote a little thing for me to read. These past 4 years are something to remember. Not just from the team's improvement from our freshman year record going 2-16 to 11-6-1 my senior year, but from the memories created over these years. From the bus rides to Topeka and Manhattan to the summer conditionings and scrimmages. Some of the best memories of my life were made in those moments. And now to say goodbye to the reason those memories were made is a tough pill to swallow. However, with high school coming to an end for us seniors, it opens the door to the real world and prepares us for new memories, experiences, and possibilities. With this at hand, I would like to give thanks and appreciation to those who helped me throughout my high school career. My mom, my dad, Coach Clifton, Coach Shook, Coach B, Kevin Arkin, and my teammates. Thank you all for your support and friendships made throughout these last 4 years. I wouldn't be the person standing here if it weren't for you guys accompanying me on this journey. Thank you, and I wish you all the best.
So basically, I'm prepared for that, but I'm Tyler Smalley.
Put it up to your mouth.
I've been here for the past 4 years, and I really don't have that much to say, honestly, but like everyone at the end of that table and everyone here, you all really made this year like memorable for all of us. And I know it doesn't mean that much to you right now, but for us, it really means a lot. We've been here through the worst of the worst. We had 2 wins freshman year, and now we've turned everything around, and we just left it for you guys to continue to build. That's really all we can do for you. But I just want to thank all of you. So yeah.
Good job, guys.
Beautiful.
Okay, this time I'm going to introduce our head coach. And in case you have been buried in a foxhole and haven't heard the news, can I tell them? I'm going to anyway. Coach Clifton was recently named City League Coach of the Year. Give it up. Here's Coach Clifton.
Thank you. I'm gonna be as quick as I can, but I like talking, and especially about the boys, and we had such a good season this year. And I'm gonna get to the stats and stuff in a little bit, and I'll call everybody out just like Shook did. We'll go through our certificates and our awards, but the thing that was more important to me, and some of the seniors hinted at it, was, you know, the turnaround that we've had over the last 2 or 3 years, and it wouldn't be possible without the kids buying in. You know, I'm a young coach myself, and I'm learning, growing every day as well, and we brought a new philosophy, and, you know, how we wanted to play on the field, how we wanted the kids to act off the field, and, you know, culture takes time to build, and I think over these last 3 years, we finally clicked this year, you know, and for the guys that have been here for 2 or 3 years, it's been tough. It's not fun not winning games, but the development they've had on the field, but more importantly off the field, you know, they're good young men, they're going to be good workers, college students, dads, whatever they may be after this, and that is what makes me more proud, because that's what sports does. It brings you friendships, it makes you a better person, so I was excited to see that. Yes, I'm happy that we won, and we improved pretty much over every statistical category that we had, and the kids got recognized, and, you know, we competed, but just them buying into what we're trying to do. I can be tough at times, you know, I hold high expectations, I want to win, but at the same time, I know that there's more important things than that at the end of the day. So I'm very proud of this group. Everything that we got this year was earned. You know, there wasn't many people that probably predicted at the beginning of the season that we would have potentially, probably should have won a City League title, but that was our first time in years that we've been in that situation where we've had a target on our back. You know, teams are looking to beat us, and we were at the top for most of the season. So it was a really good learning experience, I think, especially for the guys coming back, and hopefully they want to hold that standard going forward, and that's kind of what we're hoping as coaches is, you know, this is just one step, and that, you know, the seniors, the people that have been here have done a great job of getting us there, and then hopefully we can keep going and getting better and better. So just some statistics before I get into getting the kids up here, just because it's a lot of these kind of, they're mind-blowing to me at least, but you know, we had a great year. We were the 2022 Titan Classic champions for our bracket. First time that we've done that in a long time that I can remember. It might have been since I was here, to be honest, that we won it, which was 2011. We improved our record from last season. We were 6-12 last year, and then we went 11-6-1 this season. We were 3-5 in the City League. I believe we were like tied for 6th out of 9 teams, and then we went 6-2 this year, and we tied for 2nd place. And like I said, you know, we were undefeated for a large portion of that, and then we kind of just stumbled at the end. But it's, like I said, it was a good experience for us, and being able to compete like that's where Northwest should be. That's how it's always been, and that's what we want. We went from a 16 seed last year, which was the very last seed in our region, to being a 7 seed. We hosted a game this year at home. We won that game against Southeast, which, like the Titan Classic, I can't remember the last time we won a regional game in the postseason, so that was really big, and I know that was a big goal that we had at the beginning of the season, was to try to advance past day 1 of the postseason. Let's see, this was the most wins that we've had in the season since 2013. We improved our goals scored. We scored 20 goals last season, we scored 53 this year. We went from 33 goals against to 25, and we improved our goal differential from -13 to +28, that's crazy. Every game we lost this year besides Derby, we lost 0-2, was a 1-goal deficit, so we competed in every game that we played. You know, we played a really tough schedule. Washburn Rule was a great game, we barely lost, we probably should have tied or won. You know, we beat Clifton, we're competing against Carroll, Mays, things like that. And teams that are generally really good and give us a hard time, now we compete. And then the last thing I had was we had 10 all-city selections, which I'll go through when we get there, but we had 4 first-team players, we had 1 second-team, and 5 honorable mentions. So I'm going to go through this as quick as I can. We'll do the same thing that the JV did. You'll just line up after I call your name, and I'll just have a little short description about everybody. This is just in numerical order. Number 1, Evan Locke, 2nd-year letterman, played all 3 games. Just just a stud. 25 goals allowed, 112 saves, 82 save percentage, 1.3 goals allowed. And he's a back-to-back first-team All-City selection at goalkeeper as a sophomore. Number 2, Grizzlies, second-year letterman. Involved and played in 17 matches this year. Great 1v1 defender, hard-nosed. We lose 7 seniors, I believe, and a lot of them are on defense. So Lane is going to be a big piece for us next year with a kid that's played 2 years, brings back experience, and having that on the back line will be huge. So really excited to see how he does in his senior season. Number 3, Trenton McMeekin, 4-year letterman, not many of those. Involved in 16 matches. Really developed well over the last 3 seasons. I think from his sophomore year to his senior season, Trenton's definitely improved the most on the field. He's always consistent off the field. I don't have to worry about kids like Trenton. If kids could look up to Trenton and try to be like him moving forward, I think we'll be a better program because of that. And he was a back-to-back honorable mention All-City selection for defender. Number 4, Tyler Smalley, 3-year letterman. Played in all 18 games, had 1 goal, 3 assists from a center back position. Just a great defender. Really, just like Trenton, kind of developed himself in his game from his sophomore year to his junior year. He played goalie his sophomore year, actually, which is funny, but he was good at it. And he was just really stood out in all of our games. And he went from being an honorable mention selection last year, and he was first team All-City defense this year. Number 5, Eli Binning. Second-year letterman, played in all 18 games, had 5 goals, 6 assists as a center mid. And I put this in my little graphics I do. You know, he's the heartbeat of our team. He's all over the field, box-to-box midfielder. His energy is contagious. And he works, he gets everything that he does. And for a kid that doesn't play soccer besides the 4 months that we get him, it's pretty amazing. And as a sophomore, Eli is back-to-back second-team All-City as well. So, pretty good. Number 6, Calvin Bell, 3-year letterman. Played in 17 matches this year. Missed one for a fishing tournament. Really missed you. I'm just kidding. 3 goals from a center mid position. He's a key asset to our team, you know. He's a 3-time All-City honorable mention selection, but he's way more valuable to our team than that, you know. He keeps possession. He doesn't stand out on the stat sheet, but that's not his job. He does his job at a very high rate. He's one of the only kids we have that plays very high level club ball as well. Number 7, Hansi Asukar. Second-year letterman, involved and played in all 18 games, had 1 goal from center mid position. Really improved. He's one of those kids that you like to see because, you know, he might have played JV his first couple years, played varsity as a junior, and then this year he played even more and got even better. So just continued to get better, never gave up. Was a really good player for us, great touch, and probably the best shot on our team as well. So we'll miss Hansi. Number 8, AJ Joint. Second-year letterman, played in all 18 matches, 3 goals as a forward, outside forward. He had big-time goals. I know he had a game winner against Trinity. A couple other ones I think that were big as well. He's just a hard-working kid. He's quiet. He lets us play, do the talking type of kids that are just easy to coach. Never hear AJ complain. I don't think I've heard AJ say anything negative in my life. So just another player that we bring back next year that we're excited to see how he takes off. Number 9, Braden Sauter. That's the first year I got that. Second-year letterman. Played in 17 games, 1 goal, 4 assists as a defender. Played outside back and center back this year, which was nice. Just another big-time defender for us. You know, we've taken a lot of pride in our defense these last 2 years. If you don't get scored on, you can't lose. And he's a big part of that. So he was a back-to-back honorable mention selection as a defender, and another starting defender that we're going to miss next year. We're going to have to replace, and guys are going to have to step up. Number 10, Martin Soto Tovar. 3-year letterman, played all 18 games, had 11 goals, 5 assists as an outside forward. Really took a huge leap this year. He was our leading goal scorer last year, point getter, and I think he doubled his totals in both his goals and assists this year, so that was a big reason why we had the success that we did. Very crafty player, good 1v1 attacker, and for his size, he's very quick and strong, and he was just a good player and a good kid. So huge goal against Southeast as well. I'll never lose that video. He was a first-team All-City selection on offense from an honorable mention selection last year. Number 12, Basil Schachter. 2-year letterman. Played in all 18 games, 1 goal from the forward position, really played everywhere. Kind of the type of player that I can put anywhere on the field, defense, midfield, forward, and I know he's going to work hard. He's going to do what he needs to do to help the team. He's got a great attitude, very coachable, and has improved a lot since his freshman season as well, so we're excited to bring him back next year. Number 14, Jared Arevalo, first year freshman. Involved in all 18 games this year. Just a good defender, you know, that also like Hamzy, the type of kid that worked his way up. Never heard Jared complain. He did what he needed to do. He helped the JV a lot this season as well, playing 2 to 3 halves every night, being there from 4 to 9 o'clock. And I think he set a good standard for those JV kids to see what it takes to be a varsity player. And so that's another defender that we're going to lose next season. So we're going to have to replace him. So we're going to miss our defense next year. Number 15, Jesus Ortiz, first year veteran. Involved in all 18 games, 11 goals, 8 assists as a center forward and a freshman. A great player, really stepped in, and you know all the guys have stepped up, but adding Jesus was the piece that we were missing this year. You know, having a reliable forward that we can trust, can hold us back to goal, keep possession, really good touch, and can finish. That was a big piece this year, so we're excited to see what he can do. We still have him for 3 more years, and he had some big goals this season. And he was a first-team All-City selection. And he was the only freshman on any team, first team, second team, or honorable mention, which is pretty crazy. Number 16, Christian Urbano. Second-year veteran. Played in all 18 games, 6 goals, 5 assists. He was our other outside forward in the front 3. He took it in a big leap as well. You know, a lot of these kids improved a ton, and Christian was one of them. You know, we weren't scoring as many goals last year, and when you got 3 guys up top, and Marty, Christian, and Jesus that could score, it changed our team. And he took pressure off our defense and off Evan. So really happy with Christian and excited to see how much he improves next year as well with 1 more season. He was an honorable mention, All-City selection as well for offense. Carlos Gonzalez Huerta, second-year letterman, sophomore. Played in all 18 matches, 3 goals as a center attacking mid. Great player, works hard. We kind of got 2 guys in that spot, and they kind of split minutes, and they both do a great job. And he had 3 goals. I know he had a big goal against, I can't remember, but you had a header against somebody that got us going early. He scored against who? West. Yeah, West, good call. And then he had another goal, was against Heights? Yeah, big goal against Heights. Just an energy spark plug. We still have him for 2 seasons, which I'm excited about, and he's going to continue to improve and get better. So really excited for his future as well. Number 20, Pierce Schneider. Second-year letterman. Played in 17 games, 2 goals, 7 assists. He's our other center attacking mid as well. Was just really happy to have him back healthy. He had a really bad back issue last year, and we missed him a lot. He only played in like 3 or 4 games, I think, at the beginning of the season. So having him back fully healthy was just another thing that kind of pushed us over the edge as well. Really hard-working player, likes to call him our spark plug. He's everywhere. He's working really hard, pressing, and he was an honorable mention All-City selection as well. Tony Solis, 4th-year letterman. Involved in all 18 matches, 3 goals, 4 assists. Played in defense, played some midfield as well, but really stepped up as a defender. You know, we needed, at times, we switched things around, and he came in a couple times at left back and played really well, and we kept him there, and he never complained once. Did his job. He's a great defender. He's got a good touch. He can pass out of the back. Kind of one of those offensive-minded kids that can also play defense, which helped us a lot, because you need that in the team of full 11. So, gonna miss Tony, another defender that we're losing next season, so we got a lot of replacing to do on the midfield. Last one, number 22, Max Nuno. First-year letterman. He's got 2. Playing all 18 matches. Will be another one of those people like Landon that comes back with varsity experience as a defender that hopefully takes a step, fills some shoes, gets a lot of minutes next year. We're excited to see how he develops and plays. And he did a really good job with the JV team. You know, he's another one of those guys that played 3 halves a night, stayed from 4 to 9, and that's tough. But he did it, never complained, and I think it really helped the JV kids out a lot too, and we're excited to see what he can do at the varsity. So that's all of our guys. I have awards as well. I think I have the same ones. I'm going to do the first 3, and then we'll talk about the MVP after that. But This year, I usually pick them, me and Coach should kind of talk about it, but I let the kids vote this year. So this is 100% voted on by the guys. I kind of gave them a form, and they couldn't vote for themselves, and they voted for one person for each spot. I think they did a good job with the picks this year. So the first one is most improved player. This was a tough one. This was the most close voting-wise that we had. Had a lot of votes for a lot of different guys, but I think they did a good job with this. Really stepped up this year, improved his stats, but most importantly, he stood out in matches. He went from being kind of a fringe player last year that started towards the end of the season to a consistent starter, and he was hard to take off the field. So our most improved player this year was Christian Urbano. Next one is our defensive player of the year. It could be a defender, it could be a midfielder, goalkeeper, it doesn't matter, but I think they did a good job voting on this too. You know, just a good, solid defender that we're really going to miss. Stood out in a lot of our games, was reliable, consistent. All of them were, okay, but I think at times this one, you know, he did a lot for us and he really improved his game. I wish I could give out 4 of these, but I can't. I would give it to the whole back line and our goalkeeper, but the guys voted, and the defensive player of the year was Tyler Smalling. All right, offensive player of the year. This one was tough too. We had a lot of guys did well, scored a lot of goals. But this is one that I think is deserving as well. All the guys are deserving. I wish I could give one out to everybody, but I can't. Our offensive player of the year this year, voted on by the guys, was Martin Soto Tovar. This will probably be the last I'm talking, so I just wanted to say thank you guys for coming out tonight. I think this is the best turnout that we've had in the 3 years that I've been here. Thank you to the parents that came early and set up, got all the gifts. This place looks amazing. And we're just really blessed to have such parent support that we can continue to do these things. It means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to the kids. And for the last award, this is something that we always do. It's the Eric Proffitt MVP Award. And Jan is going to give a little talk, I believe, and she's going to present it. And this is something that we've done forever. I remember getting it when I was a kid. So it means a lot that obviously people keep coming back and they want to be involved, like Jan and Bobby came out tonight. So that's what makes our program special. So I'll let her talk. Thank you guys very much.
So, the MVP award in Eric's name is Tyler Smalling. You young gentlemen can sit down if you want to.
Yeah, we'll get pictures after. We'll get pictures. You're good. We'll get pictures after. I promise, I won't let them leave. Yeah, Evan will come up.
This MVP is named in honor of my son, Eric Proffitt, because of his dedication and his love for the game of soccer, and who always gave 120% while playing each and every game. And Tyler, that is what your teammates think you have done as well. Eric graduated from Northwest in 1987. He was named captain both his junior and senior years, and was All-City his junior and senior years. He was also a member of the National Honor Society, as well as vice president of the student body his senior year. Eric received a scholarship to play soccer at Eastern Illinois University and started and played every game while he was there. His sophomore year, he got sick from bacterial spinal meningitis and died 5 days later in 1989. I always bring this up because there is now a vaccine for this disease, and I would ask each of your families to check into this for you. Eric never got sick, and it was so unusual for him to contract such a strange disease. Funds from the original memorial were given to Northwest High School, and a fence was put around the complex that is now called the Eric Proffitt No. 19 Soccer Complex. Then the Eric Proffitt Memorial Fund was established in 1994 and has grown over the years with money that was raised through 25 golf tournaments. The contributions to maintain and enhance the soccer complex has also given us the opportunity to provide scholarship for both the men and women's soccer teams, for which we're very proud. I know that Eric is looking down on his green grass of his beautiful complex, and he and I are very proud of what a wonderful season you young men have had, and through your dedication and hard work. Congratulations to each one of you, especially you seniors. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. Okay, we have one small piece of business that is not on your program tonight. There is a raffle going on, and if I can get Shelby Larson and anybody else involved with that raffle to come on up here. And I know they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but we're raffling off 2 balls and 6 shirts. Is that correct? Okay. Why don't you come up here? Come up here, please. Might as well be on camera, too. Braden Sauter.
Calvin Bell. Evan Losh. Nancy
You can't put more air in it.
Isaac Featherson.
I need a ball.
Craig Cameron.
Mr. Cameron.
Colby Cheggy.
I'm probably going to blow this one too. I even asked for help for this tonight, and I'm still going to blow it. Matthias Size. Tell me, did I do it right?
You got it. Kevin, you got it.
Am I right, Susanna? Okay. How about that? One in a row.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations, winners. All right, before we wrap this up, let's bring the varsity team up here. Line up again if you would, real quick, guys. And anybody that wants to take your picture can do so.
Get up, Craig.
Hey, get here.
While they're lining up, let me do a couple of housekeeping announcements, one of which is we need to leave this place cleaner than we found it. So I would ask everybody to please police your trash before you leave. Players, you are in charge of making sure the place is clean as a whistle. And freshmen, you are in charge of all the players. Get up here, we're not done. One more piece of business there after the pictures.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
That was the
Where's Christel?
I don't know what those are. Those look like they made those. I don't know if that had those. Aaron? I think I prefer that one.
What up, baby?
Players, the senior banners are over here on these two tables. If you have not signed each other's banners, please do so before you go home tonight. And seniors, make sure you take your banners home with you tonight. I probably shouldn't have said that when I said it. Okay, there are also trading cards of the players on a table over here, over here by the TV. Please make sure you take your trading card with you.
Guys, not yet.
Players, have a seat. Have a seat. Guys, sign them afterwards. We got one more thing to do. I shouldn't have been so expedient, that's my fault. I'll take all the blame for that. Okay, the last thing we do at every one of these events is to give the players their last curtain call. So I will introduce the players one last time. I will ask you players, when you hear your name, stand up at your place. Remain standing until I finish your class. And parents and friends, please hold your applause until I finish with each class. And I will start with the freshmen. Isaac Alvarez Davalos. Hold your applause to the end. Miles Bemis. Memphis Estrada. Isaac Featherston. Jeremiah Leal. Jesus Ortiz. Matias Size, William Villalobos. Ladies and gentlemen, your freshman class of 2026. Now the sophomores. Elijah Benning, Christopher Correa Sandoval, David George, Carlos Gonzalez Huerta, Johnny Hume, John Lee, Evan Locke, Max Nuno, and Javier Rico Lopez. Ladies and gentlemen, your class of 2025 sophomores. All right, juniors, your job next year is to take this program higher than it went this year. You are charged with a tremendous task. The juniors are Brett Anderson, Calvin Bell, Colby Cheggy, Bryton Davis, Julian Garcia Fessler, Kevin Gonzalez, AJ Joint, Craig Cameron, Kenneth Pint, Pearson Schneider, Basil Schachtor, Christian Urbano, and Landon Vestring. Ladies and gentlemen, your junior class of 2024. And for the final time, we introduce and thank our seniors who have done so much for the program this year. Jared Arevalo, Hamzy El Sukar, Trenton McMeekin, Tyler Smalley, Tony Solis, Martin Soto Tovar, and Braden Soder. Seniors, thank you very much. Parents and friends and players, thank you you all for coming out tonight to help us celebrate this team and their accomplishment this year. Remember the housekeeping items. Guys, don't forget to sign the banners. Player seniors, take your banners home, take your trading cards. If you brought anything that needs to go home with you, make sure it does. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next year.